Hi amazing people, I hope you really enjoy this tutorial on how to paint a family of snowmans. Alright, let's go. If you're not painting on a board, you can paint on some craft paper and then frame it later, which is what I'm doing, and I've masked it up with some blue masking tape just to keep the paper nice and flat while I paint. Use the dark blue paint and start from the top of your page and paint across the page, starting with dark blue at the top and then gradually adding bits of white until you get halfway down the page, so it will go from darker blue to light blue. Keep mixing the colours into each other. That way it adds a nicer effect for the sky. Add some thick white blobs and lines across the bottom half of the page. For the bottom half of the page, add a little bit of bright green, a little bit of lighter blue, but then mostly white. Smother the whole bottom with white over the top of the green and the blue that you've just put down. That way the main colour is mainly white, but will have little bits of green and blue shining through. Do a thicker line of white across the centre of the page to divide the lighter blue shades to the lower colour with the white and mixed green. You can also add some extra white thick stripes throughout the bottom. Have a think of how many snowmen you would like in your picture and just gently outline with the back of your paintbrush roughly where you would want them placed in your picture. That way when painting trees you can avoid the snowman. With your fine paintbrush, dip it in the dark green, draw some thin straight lines for where you would like to place your trees. You could choose maybe one big tree or a couple of different size tree. It's totally up to you. To paint the branches on your tree, use the fine paintbrush, and with the tip of the brush start at the top of the tree and with a flicking motion flick to the side of the tree, gradually getting the branches bigger, and then do the other side. Continue until you have done all the trees that you would like. You'll need to go over your tree a couple of times to get the desired colour and depth that you are after. Once you're happy with your trees, with your fine paintbrush and the dark brown paint, do some fine strokes. These will resemble some leafless trees. You could do them tall, you could do the small. I'm only choosing to do a couple of small ones. Paint some fine twigs coming off each of the stems that you have just painted. There is no right or wrong way to do this. You can do them any which way. No tree or branch is perfectly straight or perfectly formed. So however you do it is totally fine. Just try and keep them as fine as you can. This is just an example of the different types of snowmen you can do. You can do all shapes and sizes. You could choose 2 circles, squished circles, ovals, any shape. Snowmen don't have to be perfect circles. You can do them any which way. To do a snowman that is potentially jumping off a mountain sideways or just skiing sideways, try and follow this snowman here. You might need to layer extra layers of white to make your snowman to the desired colour. Then you can start adding features like a hat. So hats will have shadow underneath the top part, so you would do that bit a bit darker. Dark brown or black is good for the eyes and the mouth. You can do the mouth front on, side on, whichever way you want. To do the nose, just dip the tip of the paintbrush into the orange and press the paintbrush down, and it will automatically do the triangle shape that you're after. Time to add some scarves, some earmuffs, some glasses. You could add different features that might suit different family members. With this snowman, because I'm going to do him as though he's skiing down the hill, notice I have his scarf flowing in the wind behind him, as it would if he was actually skiing down the hill. His scarf isn't going to stay in place. Pause the video and you can use this picture as a reference for different types of snowmen, or you might like to get creative and try your own style. Once you have painted all your snowmans, then you can press play again. Choose a place on your painting where you would like to do a sign. Paint 2 thick white lines, add some little bits of brown and shade it in, and then outline it with some fine lines of black with 2 black thicker lines at the bottom for some stakes. Paint the words Merry Christmas along the top of your board or paper, whatever you're choosing to use. You can do this in capitals. You might want to emphasize the T as a crucifix. You can do this however you like. With your fine paintbrush and pure white paint, do some lines and some little blobs of white paint on areas that would look like the snow has fallen and rested. So these kinds of areas would be along tree branches, within the leaves and foliage of the trees, on top of the trees, perhaps on top of the hats. Snow would also build up along the base of a tree, the base of the little snowman, because, you know, they'll be sitting in the snow for a while, as well as along the base of the sign. Once you are happy with the amount of white you have on the areas of your paintwork, it looks really effective if you do snowdrops, which is simply dabbing the tip of your paintbrush into the white paint and just dabbing random paint dots all over your painting. So you can do slightly larger ones, little ones, and just place them wherever you like. And it's totally up to you. You could do, you know, some big blobs of round snowballs in the snow. You know, just get creative and have fun with it. I've forgotten to add some arms for my snowman. So like I've said earlier on, it's just pure black or dark brown, random lines resembling sticks for their hands. You can have them bent, you can have them upwards, down, out to the side, whichever way you want. Carefully tip some white glitter on all the areas that you want your snow to stand out. So, you know, on the words, on the hats, on the tops of the tree, wherever you like. Carefully tip the excess glitter onto a large piece of paper. It makes it much easier to put the leftover glitter back into the container and keep your table nice and clean. Carefully fold the paper with glitter and just fold a crease in the bottom part and lift up level so it doesn't tip out, and then simply pour it back in to your glitter jar. Now your painting is complete, ready to hang or ready to frame once it's completely dry. Hope you've all had a great time doing this painting with me. Perhaps you might choose to make some for some family members for Christmas. Personally, I think homemade gifts make the best gifts because you've taken your time and put your heart into making them. All right, I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.